Good morning. Kind of a change of pace. I'm getting to hike today and T-Bone's hanging back with Paco. We got a really cool little campground. We're about 7,000 elevation right here. And I'm gonna do the Low Meadow loop and I'll be checking in. I found a 6-mile loop trail. Low Meadow Trail is the name of it. Already seen 4 lizards. So I found this trail sitting at the campsite. I use an app called All Trails. And it showed this loop that ran outside the campsite. So this is not part of the PCT. I've always kind of used that All Trails, and it also lets you download the map. So if you lose service, you'll have access to where you are through GPS. So that's kind of handy. The PCT hikers all use an app called Far Out, and they can do comments on it. It shows photos of exits and where you can exit the trail to get to supply towns or someone to pick you up, and it's like very common on the PCT. But for me, like a day hiker, I use the All Trails app, and I have been using it about 3 years. I really like it. T-Bone's been talking about all of his little crossings. I got my first little creek crossing. It's a Snake Creek or something like that. I gotta keep my eyes out. I asked T-Bone this morning if he wanted to go for a hike with me. He declined. He's given his body a rest today. That was pretty tough. Last 2 days he went like close to 8,000 in elevation, probably 7,000 in elevation the last 2 days. Anywho, I did ask. It was pretty funny. No go. Okay, I'd heard about creek crossings and I heard about blowdowns, so this must be the definition of a blowdown. So when the trail gets blocked, I guess by trees and such, they got blew down. Not too hard. Keeping on going. I'm a mother of 2 sons, and I don't know if any of you moms that have boys, they're not real open to talk. And like the girls, my friends that had girls, oh, their girls telling everything. Well, I learned if you get them to do some kind of activity, bounce a ball, doing anything, moving, they're more apt to talk. And then that's when they would open up and start, telling me things. But my little hot tip for the day, if you can get your kids to open up, you as a parent, you're trying to be as creative as possible. That worked for me. Maybe it might work for some of you. Anyhow, I had that thought as I was walking the trail, and you kind of wonder why these PCT hikers decide to do this, especially the ones right out of college. That's what we're seeing a lot of. I think they don't really know what they're going to do with their lives, and this is a time to reflect. They also are sharing ideas with other people from other countries, which is pretty cool. Another reason to get All Trails, which was my number 1 reason, is when you go on a hike with your husband and he tells you, oh, it's just 5 miles or 6 miles. Well, I hiked Picacho Peak with him, thinking, oh, it's just, 8 miles. Well, that was nuts. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Picacho Peak outside of Tucson, Arizona, but the way we hiked it, we did it with 8 miles, and oh my gosh. From then on, I didn't start a trail unless I checked it out on All Trails, because I never knew what T-Bone was going to get me into. You know how I was talking about these kids right out of college or doing the PCT, trying to figure out what they're going to do, their next move in life, etc. Well, it's probably, with T-Bone, you've been working ever since you were 16, 17 years old, and first time you're not working. Well, that's a big change in our lifetime too. So all you empty nesters out there, kudos, and get out and do something and find something to do that interests you. He liked traveling, but he needed to have a purpose. So this gives him a purpose and gives me a way to travel. Sense about finding yourself after retirement. Who knows how long we'll stay retired, but right now this is kind of a lot of fun. If you hadn't checked out all trails, I highly recommend you do. If you want to know the elevation along with the mileage. Because 5 miles could really mean 10 miles if it's high elevation. A lot of my friends ask me, well, how far do y'all hike? And I'm like, well, we went 10 miles, we had elevation of 2,000. That means nothing. I mean, every time I would try to put the mileage, elevation gain, because that makes a huge difference. The terrain makes a difference on the mileage, on how far you can actually go. So when we say we're trying to get an average of so many miles a day, the reason is you can't do the same mileage every single day because of the difficulty of the trail along the way. Well, I just recognized I'm off trail. I'm supposed to be on this trail down below. So I'm gonna bushwhack down and get back on trail. Alrighty then, while I was enjoying my trail from up above, on the side of the hill, I hiked down to get back on my low meadow trail. Thank you, all trails. And another one. Nice to see the water. So, I think I can get across here. Big step. My Paco spotting. Day 17. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. T-Bone's worried about his hair.
She kind of ambushed me, started filming, didn't give me a chance to get ready.
This campground up here is where we had stayed 2 nights ago. Heart Bar campground in the San Bernardino Nat Forest. So then we did our van stuff, we got water, cleaned out and such, and then last night we went past the campground and parked up here in the forest and boondocked there last night. Today's day 17, we're headed back to the trail. T-Bone's going to hit mile 250 and get some miles in today. The look I get when I give a suggestion.
Her suggestion was to take 12 ounces of water on a 12-mile hike because, oh look, there's plenty of springs. Yeah, so probably gonna carry a little more water.
Well, and your filter, that'd be 2 liters.
Well, see, the thing is, you got to have water in the springs. We
just
hiked
checked.
past a lot that have been dry. So, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Obviously, your master plan to try to kill me out here so you can collect all life insurance. All right.
Forest Road. Getting into the trail. Day 17. Exciting stuff. Day 17.
Bye.
See you later.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is day 17 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Just got on at 250, mile 250. And this is an area that used to have kind of some some kind of a wildlife zoo. I'm gonna turn it around here for you. So up there you can see all the cages. Sometimes the PCT goes through private property, so it's good to stay on trail, but you know, you see private entities left and right. So anyway, this compound over here supposedly is where somebody had a bunch of wildlife animals that would they used in the movies, mountain lions, bears, and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do a light day today. Do 12 miles. That should get me to the east side of Big Bear City. And we'll overnight and try to get another 12 or 15 in so we can button hook around the north side of Big Bear. And then we got to start planning our egress back towards Palm Springs. Beautiful morning. A little bit of elevation, ups and downs. But so far it looks like it's going to be a really nice day on trail. So I will catch you up on down the trail. Of another important tidbit information probably need to put out there. Today is Sunday, May the 14th, is Mother's Day. And I already wished my mother happy Mother's Day before getting on trail. And I wish my pretty wife Boo a happy Mother's Day. And her two sons, if they're smart, they better roll themselves out of bed and do something for their mother today. So I just came around the corner here, and I believe that's going to be Big Bear Lake, or at least close to it down there in that valley. I can see the lake and I can see some houses. I can see a bigger valley on the other side, so that's kind of a cool shot. I'm really looking forward to that cheeseburger and french fries that they're bound to have somewhere in that town. And of course, I know some of you are also reminding me, don't forget that cold draft beer. Sure makes hiking fun. It's just been a great trail this morning. I'm already over halfway through what I was going to do today. It's been pretty flat, not a lot of elevation. Just, you know, piney trees, smooth open trail, not a lot of brush growing up around it like in the desert. Easy to see. Just really been a great trail today. We're just coming down trail. I didn't even read about this. We got a happy little water fountain. And typically they all put on their non-potable, and all that means is you got to filter your water. It's drinkable, you just got to filter it. Got an old water trough over here, designated for horses. Let's see if she's working. Ooh. Glad I didn't read about it. If I'd have planned on that, that'd have been a bad deal. Every now and again, you get lucky on the trail. You got a place that's sketchy, but they went ahead and took the time to put a bridge over. That makes it kind of nice. And we got a busted trail sign. There's something ahead. Not sure what's ahead. I know my get-off point's ahead. Now that right there, I know people drop stuff by accident, but that really bothers me. I'm gonna pick that up and carry it out. Get all the ants off of it.
On my way to pickup, I found a hiker and picked him up. was giving him a ride to town, and he decided to go pick up T-Bone with me. He was a great guy, 75 years old. What an inspiration. He is from North Carolina, and we had a great visit along the way.
Okay, finishing up for the day. Coming off at mile marker 262. Kind of on the outskirts of Big Bear. I am looking for a Paco van sighting.
Another day on the PCT. Did a little trail angeling.
And what was today?
Mother's Day.
What day on the PCT?
17.
17.
Headed to the Big Bear Lake center of town called the Village. Back in here, it's Happy Mother's Day. Prime rib, merlot, rack of lamb. Ooh, wow, you got some mint stuff on it too.
That's normal.
Yeah.